I'm not a plastic surgeon.
Well,
but
I'm gonna go on the limb here. I've been doing this 38 years. This may be the most spectacular result reconstruction that I've ever seen. I mean, this really, is really remarkable. You lost almost half of your face and the underlying bone and all the structures below. I mean, Jason, walk us through, how did you do this?
So, so when he first came in, actually, he underwent, as I think Mollie said in the video, 3 surgeries where they had to just, unfortunately, keep removing tissue. And when you first have an injury, you don't know what's going to survive or die. And so we want to give it the best chance it can, and it takes time to figure that out. I came on for that, after those 3 debridements, to come in a background in surgery where I'm able to take tissue from other part of your body and put it where we need it. Because of the size of the injury, we had to figure out the best place to borrow the tissue from. And for him, it was his thigh. And most importantly, he had a 4th-degree burn, which is our deepest burn, and all the way down to the bone. It went down to your skull, unfortunately, and that is, it becomes life-saving at that point, because the bone, when it's not covered, will continue to die, and you just have to keep debriding it.
This flap really was beyond cosmetic, but this was also to help save Jeff's life.
Absolutely. So that's your step 1, was to get it covered so you control the damage. So once you get the bone covered, it can survive from there because it has blood supply. From there, then we took 2 more surgeries. So at first, it looks like a thigh on the right side of your face, and you saw a few of those. You saw a few of those photos. Yeah, it's called the anterolateral thigh flap. Right. But yeah, it's taken basically from your upper thigh. And then from there, we got to shape it, right? We got to figure out the best way to shape things. So at first, it looks like a thigh on your face, not so great. And from there, in 2 subsequent surgeries, I basically tried to downsize the size of the thigh flap, because obviously having your own facial tissue there, and to do that, move the face up kind of similar to a facelift, move the scalp down as well to minimize the amount of thigh tissue I have over there. And then I shaped the thigh tissue that, I couldn't remove because, you run out of real estate. And from there, I did a couple other techniques we use in cosmetic surgery, like fat grafting, which is very popular, to add fat to areas in his cheek, for instance, where you want more volume, and then do liposuction in other areas. Because remember, it is your thigh, and it's made of skin and fat. So you could take away with liposuction as well, and it's a lot of shaping.
Jeff, did you ever think, when you were laying there in the hospital bed and they just kept removing tissue and you literally lost half your face, did you ever think you would walk out of a hospital one day just looking marvelous?
My wife was very, very good with me in keeping a lot of the seriousness of the injury from me, so I wouldn't be discouraged. So I really didn't know how bad it was. In fact, I was even laying in the bed trying to buy a new bicycle frame without even knowing that I might not make it. So. Yeah.
So, Mollie, did you ever think that he would get this result, and kind of what was that emotional journey like during that difficult time?
In the beginning, I didn't know how serious it was. And so it wasn't until actually even after all the surgeries that I came to find out that without that surgery, he wouldn't even survive. So I think that helped me to not know the seriousness of it. But to see how he's gone through the journey of it, he's so inspiring, even to me, because I was really concerned that he would go into depression and that he would isolate. That was immediately where I went, and I thought, how are we going to handle this? But the first 3 days were hard. He had to process, and then he came to terms with it. And he's not a victim. He's just not a victim.
Speaking of, Jeff, I'm an avid cyclist. Where are you at now in terms of, what they say is when you love something, here you are in the hospital on death's doorstep looking at new bike frames.
Yeah. I'm back on my bike.
Back on the bike?
I'm still riding.
For you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Jeff, you're back on the bike. And you know what really cool area to bike is that area down by Laguna Beach. The 2 of you, I think, deserve some quality time together.
Yes.
We have a surprise. The famous Montage Laguna Beach has offered you a 2-night, 3-day stay at one of their ocean view bedroom suites, along with dinner at their 5-star restaurant, daily breakfast for 2, and spa treatments valued at $5,000. So you two can have some fun in the sun.
Thank you very much.
And so glad that you've recovered. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Dr. Jason,
Thanks so
excellent
much.
work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Phenomenal.